Good afternoon. My name is Russell. Good afternoon, investigators. I am your host, Hatter, along with my co-host,
Cass.
And Scoot.
And on this mini, Scoot's doing something for us.
So, I fear I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, guys.
Oh.
Just a little one.
Just a little bit.
I'm gonna talk about the Kecksburg UFO incident.
Ooh.
I know we don't normally cover UFOs or aliens, you know.
Everything's on the table with this podcast.
Yeah, everything is. But also, technically, that one, the West Virginia cryptid you did was kind of supposed to be an alien.
A little alienish.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, aside from like where we did the theory of the Flatwoods monster, but I thought I would do something different to kind of switch it up this episode because weirdly enough, Pennsylvania has a lot of UFO sightings.
I did see that.
It's actually like in the top 10 in the US for like the most UFO sightings.
Huh.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah. So Kecksburg is a small community located 30 miles from Pittsburgh. It was founded in 1860. Now, on December 9th, 1965, at 4:45 p.m., a fireball flew across the sky above the northeastern part of North America. Sightings were seen across many states: Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, West Virginia, and New York, so 6 states total. And some reports say that it was even saw in Canada as well.
Oh.
So we're talking like thousands of people saw this flying throughout this.
Sorry. I don't know if that's actually the song.
I think so.
Okay.
So we're talking like thousands of people saw this and made calls to report it. So with this in mind, I do think that something had to be seen that day with just so many witnesses. It's just a matter of what?
Yeah, it's not like a Grafton monster case where it's like somebody reported it and then it kind of caused this like mass hysteria situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something was seen flying through the sky that day.
Could have been an asteroid.
Yeah.
Now, some of my sources say that the flying object even started some like small fires throughout Ohio and Pennsylvania because there was like flaming debris falling from it.
Oh.
Now, the flying object ended crash landing in the woods near the small town of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. Some witnesses say they felt vibrations and or heard a loud thump during the time of the crash.
Oh, shit.
Now, it didn't take long for the military to arrive at the crash site to investigate and confiscate any wreckage that they found. Local newspapers had reported that the area around the crash was immediately sealed off by order of the U.S. Army and Pennsylvania State Police. Official statements went out the next day claiming that the fireball in the crash was a mid-sized meteor and said that nothing had been recovered from the woods in Kecksburg. But while most people could not get a look at what landed because they were being turned away, some allegedly managed to see something. Bill Bullbush claimed to have witnessed the object as it fell. He claimed that it moved, quote, just like it was controlled, before it crashed in the woods. Bill went to investigate and found a 10-foot-long acorn-shaped object that glowed and sparked, which frightened Bill. He would not get too close to it, and when he heard other people coming, he ran and went home.
Okay.
A volunteer firefighter named James Romensky also claimed to have seen something that night. According to his account, he was with a group of other volunteer firefighters who thought they were responding to a plane crash. Instead, they found the object in the woods. They found a mysterious metal object buried into the ground and covered in what looked to be like hieroglyphics. Then 2 men come down from the woods, and they took one look at the object and immediately told the group to leave, so they left. James claimed it was taken away by the military on a flatbed truck.
Oh.
At the time, 19-year-old Bill Weaver was one of many who tried to catch a glimpse. And to quote him, "I looked down in there myself. I seen there was something down in there that had bright lights on it, but I couldn't see the object itself. Sometime later, I seen a van-type truck pull up there there was some men dressed in moon suits. We called them that at the time. And they had a light-colored box, roughly 5 foot square. They carried it down into the ravine, end quote.
Okay.
What are moon suits?
Right? I was gonna ask the same thing.
I think that's kind of like almost like what I would call either like would look similar to like an astronaut suit.
That's what I thought
or
at
like
first.
a quarantine type suit, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Something
too.
of
like
that.
A hazmat.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Sounds
Yeah.
like, he's like, we called them that at the time. And I was like, so what do you call them now? Because I'm
Right?
confused.
That's my assumption.
Yeah,
If that's
that makes sense.
what he saw. Michael Rambacher, who was a security officer for the Air Force, claimed to have guarded the object, which arrived on a flatbed truck in which he believed was not of this world. These witnesses and other witnesses are usually attacked and discredited by the skeptics, which,
There's always a skeptic.
yes.
Always.
Now, there is a bunch of theories surrounding what crash landed, so we're gonna go over them a little bit. We're gonna go over some of these theories.
Some of these theories.
Now, many, of course, speculate that a UFO with aliens crashed in the woods that night, which is why the Kecksburg UFO incident is also referred to as Pennsylvania's Roswell. Now, if you don't know what Roswell is, it is a town in New Mexico that had a very famous UFO sighting back in the 40s.
I did hear a little bit about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the most popular theory is that a meteorite actually did land in Kecksburg that night, which is what many of the newspapers reported the day afterwards. The meteor is also theorized to have crashed somewhere near the shores of Lake Erie, possibly close to Canada, which brings me to the next theory.
I know I think I said asteroid at the beginning, but I did mean meteor. I think the term changes once it enters the Earth's atmosphere.
Yes, actually, that is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I knew what I meant. I just also realized I said the wrong word, and I'm like, I'm not stupid, I swear.
And I knew what you meant, but I just didn't think to correct you about it.
Yeah.
Same here. I knew what you meant.
Now, the next theory is that nothing landed that day in Kecksburg. Some argue that the reports that it landed in Kecksburg could have been an optical illusion, which I personally am not quite sure I understand how it would have been an optical illusion, or how it even could have looked that way. I'm not sure I quite understand that theory, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I do get that, like, when things are in the sky, it can be incredibly hard to tell, like, the distance and kind of where exactly it's at. I don't know how it would take it from landing in Pennsylvania to where it actually landed up in towards Canada. That seems a little bit too much of an optical illusion.
A little far-fetched.
A little far-fetched, yeah. Like, I could see them being like, oh, it actually landed, you know, in southwestern PA and not northeastern PA or whatever, but...
Like, several states over, though?
Yeah, that seems a little bit much.
Now, another theory is that the Kecksburg UFO was a machine called the Diaglock, which translates to the bell. Now, keep in mind that the Diaglock is also a conspiracy theory in itself, where the Nazis were making an anti-gravity weapon, which somehow ended up being like a time machine or some form of dimensional gateway. This is probably what...
That's quite a theory.
Sorry.
We're getting into some Doctor Who crap right now.
I was gonna say, this is probably one of the more out there theories.
Yeah, it sounds
At first, I was following when it was like that it was another machine created,
Yes.
and then you're like, by Nazis that can time travel, and I was like, never mind. You lost me.
Right.
Now, this theory of the Diaglock was introduced in like the early 2000s. Now, the Diaglock is theorized to be acquired by the US during Operation Paperclip, which is where German scientists, engineers, and technicians were being taken from Germany to the US for government employment after World War II, and this took place between 1945 to the 1950s. Did you want me to go in a little bit more about the...
Yes, of course.
About about what Operation Paperclip was all about?
Yes.
Okay, I've figured, I thought about it, I thought, should I just go on? I thought, no, I need to ask.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why we had Operation Paperclip in the first place was because of the Cold War. We were taking these German scientists, engineers, etc., so the Soviets could not get an edge in advancement.
Oh, all right.
Yep. Which brings us to the next popular theory, that the object that crashed was the Soviet satellite Cosmos 96, which is believed to have re-entered Earth's atmosphere on the same day that the Kecksburg fireball, but this has been unconfirmed. We don't know that for sure, but that seems kind of likely.
Yeah, I was going to say, so far I feel like that's the most
logical
theory.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying necessarily their satellite came back, but some type of like satellite something.
Yeah, it's like that's so far the most logical one for me.
The meteor and the satellite.
Now, there are many who claim a cover-up took place by NASA.
I believe it.
Just immediate, I believe it.
Now, suspicion was heightened when NASA admitted to losing 2 boxes of papers from the time of the Kecksburg incident.
Oh, convenient.
Convenient.
a little weird.
Well, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I also love how, like, all these cover-ups and stuff are always like, I don't know where that report went. I don't know where those boxes of files went.
Yeah.
It's like,
even though,
the dog ate my homework, you know? Like, that's the type of excuse they toss out.
Yeah. Although it's quite funny, though, when, like, for the school one, the dog ate your homework, for, like, when that actually is the truth, no one's gonna believe you.
Exactly.
Like, even when it's the truth.
What is so funny is I was in school, I would think it was middle school. Somebody actually had that happen. Their dog actually ate their homework.
Yeah. I was like,
They literally... They brought it in a bag, all torn up, with a note from the parrot.
To prove it.
To
That's
prove
so
it.
Funny.
NASA was even sued in December 2003 by the Coalition for Freedom of Information in an attempt to release the documents from the original investigation.
Oh.
Now, when they complied, of course, there wasn't much. In the report, there was a reference to Project Moondust. Now, Project Moondust was a top-secret government program where they were tasked to recover Soviet space objects that ended up in the U.S. Which, again, kind of makes sense that this may have been a Soviet satellite.
Yeah.
So what are your guys' thoughts about this?
I don't know, because, like, I mean, with the NASA covering stuff up and everything, I mean, that's not super surprising. They've done it before, and then we pretty much figured out in your episode, the Ellen Greenberg, they were really much just covering up all her stuff, too. Like I said, just covering up their botched investigation. It's like, I do see that, but I think, like, the one before that is still more logical than that.
I would say simply because, like, my first thought would be meteor, but I feel like there wouldn't be as much, like, cover-up-ish vibes about the whole thing. So I do think that it being some sort of governmental device, whether it was from the Soviets, whether it was from us, I don't know. It makes more sense that it was something like that, which would also potentially explain the random shape of it that the first guy said he saw when he walked up on it.
Which was an acorn.
Yeah, which was like an acorny shape.
Yeah.
However, in terms of the cover-up too, I wanted to ask, so they originally said that they lost the files.
They lost 2 boxes.
2 boxes.
Of files related to it.
But then they still were able to produce the files when they were sued?
They produced what they had.
Ah.
Gotcha.
So
okay, yeah,
that's convenient as well.
Yeah,
they just happen to lose everything else except a small piece of paper.
Yes, talking about Project Moondust. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very convenient.
Yes.
Do I think that, like, aliens are real? Sure. I'm not as of a firm believer of aliens as I am of the paranormal.
Yeah.
Do I usually think most of this is something from the government? 100%.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that.
Yeah. Now, I realized I didn't think about this when I was talking about the dialogue, because when I saw this term, I'm like, what is this? What is a dialogue? It's shaped like a bell.
Oh, so an acorny shape.
Yes, so even though this is a really crazy theory, you know,
I could get still behind the idea that it was, even, we'll say, a Nazi device. I cannot get behind the idea that it was a time machine device or teleportation or time gateway device. But I could see that it could be something that they made. Sure. We'll give them that.
We could give them that. It could have been some form of Nazi machine that they confiscated.
Yeah.
during the World War.
That I'm like, okay, do I think that NASA does hide a lot of things from us? Also 100%.
The Kecksburg UFO incident has left a lasting imprint. This event has been investigated by many, like Stan Gordon, who is specifically a UFO researcher. This event has also been featured in documentaries and TV shows like Unsolved Mysteries, The New Roswell Kecksburg Exposed, and UFO Hunters. There's now an annual festival that is held in Kecksburg known as the Kecksburg UFO Festival. It's a 3-day event in July that has like vendors, food, fireworks, even a parade. There's actually even a replica of the UFO. It's like an acorn model that sits on top of the pole in town.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
picture of it.
Please send.
Yes,
Picture
please,
time.
yes.
It really kind of feels... If you're from Kecksburg, don't hate me for saying this. It kind of feels like the town had nothing going for them, and then this happened, and they made it their entire personality. Kind of like Point Pleasant with Mothman.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
Mothman. They have
yeah.
a statue right just in the middle of
Like, that's the only thing that really got that town going again.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's just this little, you could almost call it brown or golden slightly. It's just this acorn-shaped looking thing sitting on a pole. And you can see, like, I think they attempted to put what would look like hieroglyphics on the side of it.
Yeah.
And that's the Kecksburg UFO incident, guys.
Wow.
I know, I switched up on you all. I usually do other stuff, but I
Yeah.
figured we'd do this.
A little more than just like a meteor for sure, I would say. I don't think it's a time machine.
A Nazi
No.
time machine.
A Nazi time machine.
Right.
It's very out there.
Yeah, like
It's very out there.
the whole time machine theories, just in general, don't make sense. Do I think for sure it's probably some type of governmental thing? Yeah, I would give them that.
I agree.
Yeah.
For sure.
And for the people who thought it was the Nazi time machine thing, get help.
Get help.
Please, get help.
If any of those people are listening to that, please take no offense.
Yes,
no these are just our
I'm
opinion.
actually gonna say, if you are one of the people who 100% believe that it is a Nazi time machine, email us with why, like give us your opinion and like list out what you think and why you think the way that you do about it.
Yeah,
'Cause
actually, I'd
that'd be
love to
great.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're not saying like, how dare you think that, but
Yeah, no,
from
we're
the
just-
information we have, maybe you have something we didn't like talk about or something.
Mhm.
That...
Yeah.
Or something I
exactly.
could have missed even.
Yeah.
I'm human.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's like I said, we're all here to have fun and joke around. So the get help thing, just let's joking around.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. If you want to email us, you can do so at investigatingwithus@gmail.com. Even if you don't have a
Yeah.
Diglock theory, you can still email us any of your stories that you might want to hear on the pod. That would be cool. Thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday afternoon. We will catch you guys on Sunday when we go into Kansas for the month of May.
You can travel the yellow brick road.
You can travel the yellow brick road. We'll travel the yellow brick road right into Kansas. Yeah, that's all I have to say, I guess. You would think that after doing these intros and outros that they would get easier, but they don't. Anyways, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Keep investigating.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
What landed because they were being in what looked to be like hieroglyphic. Here we go again. Then two main, like unsolved
Unsolved mincemeat.
That could be a sticker.
That could be
really
a sticker.
That could definitely.